For Honor, Foreplay, number 5, how to open up a defensive player as Valkyrie. Pounce and Thrust and Hunter Strike, good against new players and players that aren't great at blocking, but if someone's playing defensive well, these attacks will actually be a detriment to you, since if blocked, they can be followed by a guard break. Playing range. To avoid this, you might want to play range. This is missing some attacks to allow you to chain into Valkyrie's leg sweep without the risk of your attacks being blocked. This is great at conditioning your opponent, since the third hit in the combo can be leg sweep, a third R1 stunning the opponent, or a heavy attack. The problem with this technique is if the player has a lot of experience facing Valkyries, they can stay out of your range and counter many of the attacks, especially the leg sweep. Still, this is one of Valkyrie's lowest risk openings. Baiting parries. This technique isn't Valkyrie specific and can be used with any character that can feint their heavy attack. This works great against players that are very defensive and parry heavy, since when they try to parry the feinted heavy, they will throw out a heavy of their own that can be parried. The problem with this technique is if the enemy has decent reactions, they can see your attack is a feint even after they've tried to parry it and feint their own attack into a guard break, or just wait and then parry you. So you want to use this sparingly as more of a surprise attack. Superior light attacks and deflect. If your opponent is playing defensively but is periodically throwing out attacks to surprise you, you can use deflect to get either a shoulder pin, which I wouldn't recommend, or a free uncounterable guard break. I have a video on this technique on my channel already, a link will be on the screen now for more details. You could also use well-timed light attacks against theirs for some free damage and the ability to link into one of Valkyrie's chains. Heavy feint, shield crush. This is how I've been opening up defensive opponents recently. You firstly feint a heavy attack and then quickly follow this up with shield crush. This is effective because they look very similar and the opponent will think you're going to follow up with a heavy attack or feint again. You can follow this up with a leg sweep or light attack. Use this in conjunction with a parry baiting technique and you'll keep your opponent guessing. The main issue with this is the low range of the shield crush, and if your opponent knows it's coming, they can dodge around the side, starting a guard break or a combo. But if they don't react fast enough after dodging you, you can follow the missed shield crush with a light attack and stop them from being able to capitalize on it. The last technique I'm going to show you is an unlock tech. These techniques are a point of contention in the For Honor community at the moment, as Ubisoft have not stated if they're working as intended or are just bugs, but they are very useful, so I'll show you this one. If you land your first light attack and then unlock from your enemy and miss the second attack, you can regain the lock and still follow up with the leg sweep. This is the most cumbersome technique I've covered today, and although I haven't used it very often, I can see its uses. Since Valkyrie's initial attack is so fast, most people only block the second, so if there's no risk of the second being blocked, it makes her a lot more versatile and less vulnerable. This also works after Pounce and Thrust and Hunter Strike, allowing for a leg sweep as they're recovering from either exhaustion or a prior leg sweep, so it just helps you to be able to chain them just like Valkyrie's good at. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, check out the other videos, but for now people, peace!